E3 2017 is fast approaching and excitement levels are inevitably rising. Obviously, we all look forward to the Los Angeles convention to learn about unannounced games, but let's not forget that updates on upcoming titles that we already know about tend to compose a big part of the event as well. And Sony has more upcoming first-party software than any publisher in the industry right now, so it's going to be seriously exciting to see what it shows. In order to get you in the mood for the event then, I've put together a list of 5 PS4 exclusives that have already been announced but have the potential to win E3 2017 for Sony. But before I get into my list, I just want to thank you for watching, and if you could like the video if you enjoy it and subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation content, I'd really appreciate it. Without further ado then, hey everyone, I'm Sammy from Push Square, and here are my 5 PS4 exclusives that I think could win E3 2017 in no particular order.
I am hungry. Feed us.
Dad of War jokes aside, the reveal of God of War's Viking revamp couldn't have gone any better, could it? Bearded badass Kratos shocked the Shrine Auditorium when he first appeared from the shadows of his shack in the woods, but even more surprising is just how different this reimagining looks when compared to its predecessors. Gone are the fixed camera angles of yore, replaced by a more modern over-the-shoulder perspective and a much larger game world which is just begging to be explored. But while last year's demo perhaps focused a little on the change of pace, I fully expect this year's inevitable God of War showcase to be all about spectacle. God of War has always excelled at larger-than-life set pieces, and while I think there's a chance this entry may be a little more grounded than its predecessors, I just don't think you can rule out some absolutely epic boss fights. And I think we're going to see a snippet of one at E3 this year, just a colossal clash between the former Greek god and a Norse nasty. I personally can't wait. I think God of War is clearly going to be absolutely huge for both Sony and the PS4, and I expect this game to either be the opener or the closer during its press conference this year. Can it win E3? Absolutely it can. The debut gameplay reveal received over 15 million views on YouTube, and I expect this year's showing to be even better than that one.
No pressure, right?
Of course, there are other games that I think could really stand out at E3 for Sony this year, and Spider-Man is the second one on my list. This summer is all about Peter Parker with the release of the Homecoming movie, and after last year's reveal trailer, I think we're all pretty damn desperate to see how Insomniac Games' sequel is shaping up. I expect to see a really meaty gameplay demonstration from the superhero exclusive, showcasing the open world gameplay structure, the combat, and perhaps revealing a little more about the story and the villains. I think similarly to with God of War, I'd really like to see some kind of boss fight here, perhaps against the Green Goblin or a similarly flashy villain.
I'll walk through the valley.
So will it be there? That's the question really, isn't it? I think Uncharted The Lost Legacy is going to feature quite heavily during Sony's press conference this year, so that will probably fill the Naughty Dog quota for the year, but when you've got a game like The Last of Us Part 2 in your portfolio, I don't think you can ignore it on a stage as big as E3 2017. Now, to be clear, I absolutely don't expect any gameplay from the survival horror in the slightest, but I think there's a good chance we may get a glimpse at a new cutscene, and I think if selected correctly, it should both reveal more about the story and raise a few more questions. It would be nice, for example, to see some of the new cast members. Shannon Woodward of Westworld fame has been busy working on the game, but who does she play? Would that be enough to win E3? I don't know, but I just think a game as big as The Last of Us Part 2, even though it's obviously still some way away, is important enough to keep in the headlines. And if it's just a very short cutscene that Sony shows, you just know that it's going to draw a lot of attention and end up being one of the highlights from the briefing when all's said and done.
No, I can't walk on the path of the right, 'cause I'm wrong.
I don't think Days Gone has quite won everyone over just yet. I saw the game at a PS4 Pro event last year and the visuals are frankly absurd, but I think this E3 needs to be all about the gameplay and what kind of structure the Sony Bend title will adopt. We know that the motorcycle is going to play a big part in the gameplay, and we know that crafting is also involved. But after last year's gameplay demo basically amounted to the tattooed lead character running from an impressive, if somewhat unintelligent crowd of the undead, I think we need to see much more this year to get a better feel for how the game's going to come together. I'd like to see a full mission spanning some motorcycle gameplay, cutscenes, exploration, crafting and combat. I do think though that for some reason people are sleeping on this game a little bit. This may be Sony Bend's first console title in some time, but they're an excellent developer and have been working on this for a while now. Plus, I think the concept, a kind of Sons of Anarchy and The Walking Dead mashup, may not be the most original ever conceived, but it sure as hell could prove popular with the right marketing. Alright, look, I know Death Stranding annoys people. This will be like the third press conference that the game will have appeared at, and it's barely started development yet. But when you've got a genius like Hideo Kojima in your ranks, there's absolutely no way you don't have him on stage, and I think that will be Sony's line of thinking yet again at E3 2017. And you know what, personally, I don't mind. The two Death Stranding trailers that we've seen thus far have been so interesting. I'm really enjoying the teasing surrounding this game because while I have theories about it, I'm still not totally sure what it's going to be about and how it's going to play. But I'm really loving all of the speculation. There are rumours that Emma Stone may be one of the actresses in this game, and if that turns out to be true, or if there's any other high profile Hollywood stars attached to the project, then I think Death Stranding will absolutely put in an appearance, and I think the trailer will get a hell of a lot of views to boot. Again, is it enough to win E3 when it's barely a game yet? Probably not, but I'm still damn well excited. So those are the 5 PS4 exclusives that I think could steal the show for Sony this E3, but do you agree? Please do answer that all important question in the comments section, and remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for much more content like this. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.